you always say how, this could be worse. Not to be negative, but it could.
Yo, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Because there's always people worse off.
Brother,
all over the world.
I
all over the
connect
world.
with you 1,000% on that.
All over the world.
That's right.
So, like, and then also, yeah. So.
No, that's a beautiful. Your outlook is a. I mean, listen, I'm impressed with the way that you look at life and the way that you were able to look at the positive aspect of going through caregiving for both of your parents, and eventually they succumbed to death. And I wasn't expecting that, for you to say it was a blessing in disguise. As soon as you said it, I'm thinking, how so?
Yeah.
Well, because you got a chance to spend time that maybe you just wouldn't have.
Yeah.
With your parents.
Absolutely. And, we say, inshallah, they're in heaven.
Inshallah.
Right. Yeah. So, so yeah. So I think that, you have to, like, you created for a purpose, right?
Right.
So you're created to praise God, but you also created for a purpose, and every human being has to do that.
Right.
I think a lot of people would be much more, happy with their lives if they actually tuned into that. Because there's certain things, like someone might say, oh, look, Isaac's really creative, he could do this. Yeah, but there's certain things that this person can do that I can't do at all. Sports, I love sports, but I was always like good, but never great.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So you have to tune into that, whether it be you're a great artist or a great athlete, maybe not. Maybe you're a great attorney. Maybe you're a great lawyer. Maybe firefighter, doctor. Maybe you're good at writing news articles. I don't know.
Right.
But I think that, in 2023, going into 2024, I think that sometimes we, as a, like, humanity, just this world, we suffer from that. Always, especially with all the social media, everyone looking at everyone else. Everyone look at everyone else. It's like, but you have gifts that this person doesn't.
There you go.
Period.
Right.
And a lot of people don't tune into that, and then when you don't tune into that, it creates problems.
Yeah, you're so right, and I guess maybe people don't know how. Either they're unwilling or unable. I don't know.
Right.
But like you said, people are chasing other people's highlight reels, and it resonates on social media. They're
Right.
chasing the highlight reels. They don't realize they're only showing the good stuff.
That's true. They're only showing. People are only showing the good stuff. You're right. Yeah.
And for you, and it really resonates with me when you say, you said it could be worse. It could always be better, but could be worse. That's how I was able to make it in prison, and it wasn't as bad because when I was in there.
So that saying's that powerful.
It's very, very powerful.
Wow.
Because I had to realize when I was in there, because I got my 151 months, 12 years and 7 months, and I'm looking at it like it's the end of the world, and oh, woe was me. How am I gonna do all this time? But then I'm meeting other people in there that've been in there for 15 years and got another 15 to go.
Whew.
And when they hear me say I got 12 and a half years, they saying, that's it? Wow, you're doing good, brother. You'll be out in no time. So then I realized we can always look at things as if, oh, I could be doing better. But you could always be doing worse, and that's the key. So it's just it's
true.
impressive to hear you say that.
So true. I mean, and I guess that's probably a universal thing, like you said, where it's like, you always say that, and then also too, God saves you from calamity. It doesn't mean that you won't have battles.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that things won't happen. But also too, you don't know. It's like someone gave a I forget who it was like some imam or something said something about how I really want to get to the door. Oh, please God, let me get to the door. And you're not even realizing there's a fire on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's life in a nutshell.
That's right.
You're like, oh, why did that door never happen? You have no idea what was really going on. But God does, so I think that's where that comes from as well too. Like, even what you're talking about, like, yeah, you didn't have to serve that time. I don't know all the backstory, you changing your life and all that stuff, but also too, like, the learning of that, going through that prevents something that could have been even way worse, potentially.
Right.
But typically, yeah.
Right, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, just like we all go through our separate stories. I say, everyone has a story to tell, and I haven't been through that type of situation, nor have you been through my type of situation. But it's something that I'm sure that you were able to learn from tremendously. And I hear, at least that aspect of it sounds like that process is something that you was able to, you experienced it, and you made it through.
Yeah.
And it probably helps with other areas of your life, I would imagine.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And then also too, you have to, there's millions of artists worldwide who, even though you may want to have certain things done in your career, there's so many people who actually wish they were in LA right now and knew some of the people you know, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Of course.
Like there's people literally all over the world who wish people, going through wars and famine all over the world, wish they were here right now.
Right.
Even though your standards are, because someone who knows someone, or this person who's like a big movie star or whatever.
That's right.
But there's people who wish they were here right now.
That's right. And that's about recognizing, being intentional about being grateful for the things that you do have. Like you said.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, like it's a big world out there. A lot of people going through a lot of things.
A lot, yeah. And that keeps you motivated to go as an artist. Like the days you don't feel like writing, like you have a gift, use your gift. The days you don't feel like singing, the days you don't feel like acting or whatever it may be, it's like, well, I'm sure my mom had even more dreams before she got sick, right?
Wow.
That in and of itself is a morning slap in the face. You know what I mean? It is. And and just people that I've known and certain things they've been through. And so you got to think about that, and that's going to just keep you going. Like someone was talking about that in a podcast a while ago. I think it's called Continue Fight, but yeah, that's what it's called. But I remember he said something similar about something happened with his mom and that trigger, and that getting you to move, and really, that does come down for just being grateful, really,
right? On
the basic level, regardless of what this person's, brother, sister, family member, or whatever it is that motivates you, is really that being great. That is what it is. It's really like, okay, you have an opportunity. Like you said, you were locked up. Okay, I was locked up, but I have an opportunity when this is done. Some cats, it's a wrap.
Right. That's right.
That's it. There's only so much they could do within those prison walls, and that's it.
Coming home.
Yeah, they ain't never coming home. Period. So if you look at it that way, you say, okay, let me go ahead and get through this.
Right. And it almost sounds like to me, you even recognize the blessing. Okay, I'm in this situation, I'm going through what I'm going through, but it's a blessing that I can be here to take care of my parents. What if I wasn't in this situation to be able to take care of them?
And I didn't understand that immediately until you hear stories about people saying, they weren't able to be there. So then you imagine,
could you imagine?
Yeah, what if you had some major contractual obligations with a studio? Right. You're halfway filming a Marvel movie or something that's huge, and they're really like, we're already halfway through it. We can't replace you. We really can't replace you.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
think about it that way. That like, wow, dang. So that actually would hurt me, not help me, because I would never be able to function. I would just think to myself, like, dang, I missed that opportunity. Like, I wouldn't want anyone else there except me.
Right.
Because especially me feeling like I know how to deal with everything. Like, nah, I can't. Nobody. It's like, it's like having a child almost. Like, it's the same thing. It's like, so yeah, it's a blessing. It's painful, absolutely. But that was definitely the blessing, is to be able to be there, and to be able to say you did the best you could with that.
Right.